Elvis, yes. Elvis, are you here?
Yes, I'm
Okay, Elvis seemed to be online, so let's have your machine load up first. Good. Okay, aviation station. Elvis, please talk us through your program, your project.
okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Elvis, and this project was I was motivated by it because I've always been an aviation fanatic since I was a child. And what was very crucial for me when starting was to get very clear on my goals right at the start and then create a plan with milestones. This way, I was able to make this project in very simplified bits, which made it really easy. So we can see some buildings there. So anyone who's been to an airport or an airstrip or anywhere around there, you can see some buildings, and we have a car parking, and here's the entrance. And uh, okay, so we have our runway as it's been displayed, and two aircraft, and to the left we have a reservoir, which I think is also very crucial in airports and airstrips. So yeah, I think that's mostly it for my project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Elvis. Could you tell us a little bit, what are some of the skills that you learned in the first 5 weeks that you found very useful in putting together your project, whether they're mathematical skills or computational skills, so that we understand the thinking or the things that you had to play around with or work with to make this happen?
Okay, so other than the mathematical skills that I learned to make this project, I was also able to see some other examples of past students who've done it, and the designing and all the effort they put in making the machines really motivated me into making mine. I also had I also learned how to manage my time, and I improved on my schedule capability. This helped me to create my machine in time, and I was able to finish it in time. I think that's mostly what I learned from.
Thank you, Elvis. So you had a deadline to, and as a result, you had to plan yourself around that. And being able to see other people's work, the other students from other countries that have also worked on their project, you had felt motivated, and therefore you were able to employ the mathematical skills, the computational skills that you had learned, and worked so that you could meet the deadline and build something that is connected to aviation, which you say you've always been interested in. Thank you very much for that. I think we can move to the next person. Staff, I know they're having trouble with their internet. So food security, are there story chips on this that could help bring out the storyline stuff?
Sure, we
Or
can
there's
show
a
story chips and the YouTube video also.
Let's do the YouTube video.
Umbrella. This is Polyup challenge. This is my project, food security. The poly represent the government. The flags represent the security. The flowers represent the crops. The yellow cylinders represent the tanks that the farmers can use during dry season for irrigation. The roads represent better infrastructure. The cylinders represent the stocks. The government should also establish some more funds for people living around can access more reproductive food.
Okay, great. And if we look in the story chips also, it says the government should articulate well in food and nutrition security policy, therefore better development of a national plan.
Okay, so she was able to pull out some of the key things that might be important to ensure we have food security, and also think about what she thinks the So again, another illustration of how the students were challenged to think about real issues around them and to build something that actually communicates their thinking around what the potential solutions are. So great presentation right there. Let's go on to the next.
And they created this really fun, interesting, kind of amusement park. And you have cheese, and the mouse has to catch the cheese. So it's actually a really fun game. And you can use the button chips here to collect the flags. And it actually takes a high amount of technical thinking and design thinking to go in and make the cheese move, to program the gold chip so that it will flash when the mouse catches it, to have the buttons move the right way so a player has a nice experience. A lot of thought and detail goes into this. So very nicely done.
Great, thank you. So just an illustration that, they could actually translate this into activities that they themselves as students or children can equally enjoy, but being able to employ all that, the levels of thinking around it, and as you say, the technical bit into it is part of demonstrating or using part of the knowledge that they learned in the first 5 weeks to actually build this. So it would have been interesting to find out how long this took them to build, but obviously it's not something somebody can just walk in and do. So great work from, that was not Elvis. Who was this again? So that's at grade 9, that's Form 1. Can we go to the next machine? Because I don't think Eric is with us now.
Sure. This one was Perdri's Tuga.
From Elgeo. Do we have Tuku on board? They said they would be here.
We have a Padre. I'm not sure who's that one.
Do we have a hand up? Okay, let's just play it. So that's the second last one, and then we go to the one for Urbanus. That's a Form 2. Is there a story chip around it?
Let's see. We have some turtle chips here. This shows the math behind it. So the little critter here is going to move 11 steps. So let's turn on the machine and watch it in action. Okay, great. So we have the simulation going. So this one's more like a live video where you can see everything moving. And you can see the little rocket ship here. So they programmed math in each part of the moving pieces here. And they used a camera chip, so that way you can see the angle as if you're in the scene. And if you turn it off, you can go back to the top and go all around. Very nicely done.
Wow, great work. Great work. And they had to do this, some of them in less than 1 week. Because there was quite a bit of figuring out the first few days of the week. So this is a real, another good illustration of the work done. And in this case, they had chips that they put, they were using math in those turtles to actually facilitate the movements and the activities. So